happy last week of school, Watertown. Welcome to the final Raiders report of the season. It's been a memorable year for Watertown athletics, a lot of fond memories to look back on, and that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. We're going to take a look back at the top 10 most memorable moments of the 2022-2023 school year for Raiders sports. Starting at number 10, boys lacrosse team, sort of a dreary season for them, but one player did shine brightly. Number 13, senior Levon Gukasian had himself a nice campaign, including this trio of goals in Watertown's loss to Belmont back in May. Watch him use his size and strength to weave between defenders. And then check out right here. Starts with the ball at midfield, takes it himself, gets fancy, goes behind the back for the goal. A true bright spot in an otherwise dismal season for the boys lacrosse team. Number 9, the Raiders girls basketball team didn't have a very deep tournament run, but they did put on a defensive clinic in their round of 32 game and final game at Kelly Gymnasium against Oakmont. The Raiders led 25-6 at halftime and won 44-22. Number 8, in one of the wilder games we filmed this season, the Raiders girls lacrosse team, a Division III squad, went toe-to-toe with Division I foe Waltham. The two teams traded goals towards the end of regulation before going to a sudden death overtime where Raiders junior Molly Driscoll capitalized on the penalty shot to give Watertown the 14-13 win in overtime. Number 7, the Raiders baseball team had 3 walk-off wins this season, none more thrilling than Watertown's Connor Jones slapping a base hit up the left field line. In the bottom of the 7th, Johnny Kakachi hustles to come around from second to just beat out the throw at home. Wakefield Memorial went 15-5 in Division II, so an incredibly gutsy win by the Division III Raiders. Number 6, the girls soccer team won just 6 games last fall season, but 2 of those came in the playoffs, including the 26th seeded Raiders 2-1 win over 7th seed Weston in the round of 32. Molly Sheehan and Lily Lambo scored for Watertown, whilst goalie Sarah Morrissey stopped 9 out of 10 shots. All right, halfway home on the 7th annual soccer night in Belmont. The Raiders and Marauders boys soccer teams played to a 0-0 regulation tie before going to a shootout. Watertown goalie Isaiah Entienne made stop after stop, setting up Rob Iannetta for the win. Over 2,500 people turned out for the boys and girls soccer games that night, and it's the first of 2 trophies that Watertown swiped from Belmont last fall. Our number 4 moment of the year was one that we may never experience again. The Watertown and Belmont communities converged at America's most beloved ballpark for the 100th Thanksgiving football game between the two towns. It was a low-scoring affair that was broken open late in the second half on Billy McHugh's 55-yard touchdown run to the end zone, his second touchdown of the game. And then in the final moments, McHugh nabs the interception to put the Raiders' 21-7 win on ice. Linebacker Anthony Shorter made a key tackle in the final minutes, while quarterback Johnny Kakachi added a rushing touchdown. Coming in at number 3, 28th seed Southeastern Tech had the 5th seeded Raiders boys ice hockey team on the ropes in the first round of the state tournament. The game went to double overtime, but ended on this sensational pass from a diving Aiden Campbell to Jack Dickey to send the Raiders to the round of 16. Check it out again, just incredible awareness by Campbell to deliver a no-look pass perfectly to Dickey. Head coach John Velachos has led the Raiders to back-to-back Final Four appearances, just a few years removed from the program being shut down due to low numbers. It doesn't take a genius to guess our final 2 slots of this countdown. At number 2, the powerhouse sibling duo of Maggie and Molly Driscoll tallied a goal each as the 2021 defending champ Raiders defeated the defending Division I champ Andover 2-1 at Victory Field. To put this win in some perspective, a couple months later, the Golden Warriors would win their 2nd straight state championship, and over the last 2 years have gone 45-1. And I just showed you that one loss. But take a look at the Watertown players' faces after the game. All business because the job wasn't done until last November. At number 1, the Raiders field hockey team finishing the job. Watertown wins their rematch with Sandwich to capture their 2nd straight state title and 20th in program history, all won under head coach Eileen Donahue. Ali Fiju netted the first goal of the game off a deflected shot by Maggie Driscoll, and Caroline Andrade added some insurance in the third quarter. The Raiders are now in the midst of a 53-game win streak, and the only goal allowed all season was to Andover in that game I just showed you. The Raiders outscored their opponents 129-1 last fall season. Absolutely incredible. So as you can see, a lot to look back on this season fondly and a lot to look forward to next school year. So thank you so much for watching these Raiders reports this past season. This will be our last one for the year before we pick things up in the fall again. And this is also our last Raiders report here in Watertown High School before we move to our new studio over at the Phillips Building in a few months. But don't worry, Watertown Cable News still has a few more broadcasts to go before we start our move over there. So that does it for me. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll toss it back to Jim and Maya for more Watertown Cable News. Take it away.